It's no measure of good mental health to be considered well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. And one of the reasons I think society is profoundly sick is because it's profoundly ignorant. And this ignorance is put on full display by a Frauditor channel with regard to police tyranny and civil asset forfeiture during one of John Felix's live debates. This is an excerpt of my live commentary on it. See what you think.
If you think the cops and the court system don't work hand in glove to steal money and extort the public, you're very naive, sir.
Steal money. All right. But
I mean, they $20 billion a year in traffic tickets. They kill 3 Americans a day, about 20 dogs a day. That's just in traffic tickets. Don't throw in civil asset forfeiture. Now, the courts have ruled civil asset forfeiture is legal. Now, you as an American, are you going to say, yes, it's legal because they said so? A car pulling up on the highway and stealing $91,000 from you for no reason?
I think he's referring to Stephen Lara, but listen to what Bob says. Bob is clueless on what's really going on where the rubber meets the road and how police are absolutely abusing their power and violating rights. Listen to this.
You think that's legal because the court said it's legal?
I mean, so you're talking about...
And not only did the courts say civil asset forfeiture is legal, Donald Trump is for civil asset forfeiture. Joe Biden is for civil asset forfeiture. Barack Obama was for civil asset forfeiture. All the sheriffs everywhere in the 3,144 counties in America, as testified by Sheriff Jim Skinner on a document that they wrote to Dan Red Flag Law, I Patch McCain Crenshaw about HR 1525 saying, hey, we need a civil asset forfeiture to keep on going. Every single sheriff signed on to that. So you can't say that there's any sheriff in the land, according to Sheriff Jim Skinner from the National Sheriff's Association, every one of them signed on to, yes, we need to violate rights without charge, without trial, without due process of law. There's no criminal accusation. We're just going to take your money. We want that, say the sheriffs in America.
Proceeds of crime?
No, I'm not talking about proceeds of a crime.
Listen, okay, this is important because he has a profound misunderstanding of civil asset forfeiture. He's extremely ignorant on it.
Think that's legal because the court said it's legal?
I mean, so you're talking about proceeds of crime?
No, I'm not talking about proceeds of a crime. I'm talking about civil asset forfeiture where they pull you over. They said, do you have any large amounts of cash? One guy had his whole life savings. They took it from him. Period. He didn't do anything wrong. That's
that I don't agree with, but I
do understand. Well, it's the law, though. But it's the law.
Hold on. Let me rebuttal.
Go ahead.
That I don't agree with, but for example, if I was, let's say I had 30 grand or 40 grand and I'm like traveling and whatever, just driving around, they pull over, they want to take it.
Listen closely to this. This is super freaking important. Listen to this. Here is his scenario. This is his ironclad scenario to tell you, hey, this ain't going to happen to me because ... Listen close.
For example, if I was, let's say I had 30 grand or 40 grand and I'm like traveling and whatever, just driving around, they pull over, they want to take it. I could prove where I got it from. As long as you can prove where you got it from, then they can't take it. Right?
What do you mean prove where? You mean they're right on the side of the road?
Yeah, I could.
No. They just take it, and then you have to hire a lawyer if you have any money left, and sue them and prove that you weren't using that money for nefarious reasons. Otherwise, they send 25% of it up to the feds, and then it's literally stealing, but it's the law.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I don't think the cop would seize it in the first place.
I don't think the cop would seize it in the first place. But wait, there's more.
You have a legitimate reason and you prove where it's coming from.
My man, you're very naive, my man. Please look up civil asset forfeiture in the Institute for Justice and what they have done to people on the side of the road. The cops were doing it so much that they tried to pull over the same car and fought with each other. This one's mine. No, this one's mine.
Well, I haven't seen that case. I mean, I'll take your word for it. But
I've documented all this stuff.
I'm just saying, if I was driving around and I had a large amount of cash, They wouldn't take it from me because I would
Yes,
prove
they would.
them. They wouldn't. They wouldn't because I would prove them exactly where it's coming from.
How?
And
You can't prove it on the
Listen to him again. They would not take my money because I would show them the receipts. I've got the transaction receipts from my bank. They would not take it from me, says Bob.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't because I would prove them exactly where it's coming from.
How?
And
You can't prove it on the side of the road.
of course, I'll whip out my phone. I'll whip out my phone. Like it's that
What's that
simple.
going to do for you?
Listen,
I'll show exactly where it's coming from. I'll show my bank account, YouTube analytics, show
Bro,
withdrawals.
if they want to take your money on the side of the road, they're going to take it. Period. Point blank.
I mean, this is a hypothetical scenario.
No,
right
it's
now.
not. It happens all the time.
amen. It is not, and it does. John's right. It happens all the time. Let me prove it to you. We have video evidence of it happening just in one example, let alone a bunch. So you got Bob, the nameless, faceless detractor and hater of liberty, I will say. And I'm not going too far to say that, saying that the cop will not take my $30,000 or $20,000 in cash, my high volume of cash that I'm traveling with my family, because I'll get on my phone and I will show them the receipts. I will prove to them where it comes from. Watch this.
Stephen keeps
I'm gonna have to interrupt a little bit on this because I think there's copyrighted info on this, so I'm gonna have to interrupt a little bit. But you're gonna get the gist of what's going on here. Stephen Lara is traveling from Texas to California to visit his daughters. He's carrying $87,000 worth of cash. In the bags where the cash is, he has physical receipts for every dollar and where it came from out of his bank account.
savings in cash. Maybe that's uncommon, but as the officer acknowledges, it's not illegal.
I have nothing to hide from you. I appreciate that. Give me a few seconds. Can I make a couple phone calls, right?
The officer first calls his superior. He interrupts that call to speak again with the DEA agent.
Okay, I'm just going to pause it real quick break here because this that humming in the background, I'm pretty convinced that it's copyrighted. So listen to this. Watch the wad of receipts. This cop even makes a comment about the receipts on body cam.
Okay, I'm waiting to hear back from Shane to see if he comes out here. This is it's a strange one, but not a strange one. Consented to a search, said there was money up there. We located what he says is $100,000. It's in a Ziploc.
See what's below this bag? You don't just have a wad of $100 bills. You have a wad, just a big, thick McDonald's burger size wad of receipts proving this is my money. That's my bank account. Here are my receipts.
Sandwich baggie. There's also, I haven't gone into it a bunch. I'm waiting to get back to Shane, but there's a bunch of bank receipts and stuff in there as well.
Receipts and stuff in there as well. So you got Bob, the nameless, faceless hater of liberty, hater of all that is right, mere entertainer, saying that, no, if I had the receipts, I'd pull up my phone and I'd bring up my bank account and I would show them the receipts. And they wouldn't do anything to me. That is being so freaking ignorant. I don't know if it's willful ignorance. Maybe he's not privy to this kind of situation. Maybe he needs to educate himself on the horrors of civil asset forfeiture. But John Felix knocked it out of the park when he brought up civil asset forfeiture because he actually revealed not just a deficiency within Bob, he revealed Bob's character. This is why I have no desire to speak to Bob. I have no desire to debate with Bob because I believe that when somebody has reached the point that Bob has reached and he's become so disingenuous that he can't even be honest with his own heart, there's no reason to have a conversation. None. So listen to the rest of this. Look at Stephen Lara completely trusting the Thin Blue Line gang.
To show the current at this might be Shane. Hold on 1 second. This is Shane. Let me call you back.
Who apologizes for not being able to. A patrol sergeant is recorded on his body cam chatting with the same DEA agent who apologizes for not being able to make it.
No issues. It's too easy to do an adoption. You know, we contacted you, so I think everything's going to be okay. And
No probable cause to seize Stephen's money. All the officers have is a large amount of cash, and cash is not a crime. But the sergeant isn't giving up.
No, that's not all they have. They have a large amount of cash, and they have the bank receipts to prove where all that large amount of cash came from, and still they stole it from him. This trusting dude that did, I don't know how many tours of duty that he did, but he was in the military, and all these other people saying, oh yeah, I'm in the military. And then they stabbed their fellow vet in the freaking back. It's enough to make you want to, it's just disgusting, man.
Why the distrust for the banking system?
That's why the vet is angry. That's why we have a channel called The Angry Vet, because of this crap right here. They don't care about your rights. They don't care about your life. They don't care that they're not going to leave you $1 to your name so you can get gas so you can arrive safely or arrive at all at your daughter's. They don't care what kind of economic hardship they've laid upon you. They got some cash. They got it in their hand, and boy, that power makes them feel good.
That's just my reasoning. It's my personal thing.
Oh, I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other. It's just, it's not usual.
After questioning Stephen, the sergeant speaks privately with the officer who pulled him over.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
Listen to this.
I kind of leaning more towards, it's odd, but...
It's odd, but it's not packaged like normal.
No, and he's answering the questions. There's receipts here, and
There's receipts there. Receipts means proof. Receipts means evidence. The only reason, I mean, and this isn't a sound probable cause reason, but the only reason that these cops would have is no longer there. Because Stephen Lehrer can prove where that money came from. How about all these other people? If you had a large amount of cash, would you be able to prove where you got it from? Don't you kind of wad up those little receipts and kind of throw them away because you don't want to be, have a paper clutter?
I would like to put the dog on the currency now.
okay.
The two
And here's the nonsense of that. Harvard or some higher echelon school did a study on American currency and found that 90 to 95 and even 98% of American currency has drug residue on it. So if the dog was trained properly and there was such a thing as a legitimate hit, of course the dog's going to hit on that. And that's going to give them the justification that they need to pacify themselves so they can embed themselves in cognitive dissonance. And that's the only way, a human being can sleep at night, is if he coaxes himself into believing, I did the right thing out there today. I eliminated crime from the public roadways.
officers agree that Stephen has been forthcoming and has years' worth of bank receipts showing that he has withdrawn his savings from his bank accounts. But the sergeant orders the junior officer to put the dog on the currency.
They use man's, that's another thing. They use man's best friend to turn them into man's worst enemy. I hate that, man. All right. Okay. So that's the end of this. I think John Felix did a good job. Are there some minor things that I disagree with? Yeah, but I think if we talked, we can reason stuff out. And I'm not even saying I'm right about everything, but I know what I'm damn sure right about is that Bob is acting either in complete ignorance or he's being an absolute disingenuous fool who doesn't actually want to sniff the smelling salts of reality. If you want to watch the entire live stream, I'll leave a link in the description for you. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab one of these hard-hitting, conversation-starting designs from the store. You can put on a shirt, hoodie, mug, hat, whatever you want. If you want to support the channel even further, become a channel member, but more importantly, understand what your rights are and flex your rights. If you don't flex your rights, if you don't use your rights, you'll lose them. And I get it. Freedom is dangerous. The only thing more dangerous is not having freedom. I'll see you in the next video.